Cali world all the time, extra lit, extra lit, extra lit. Big Cali world all the time, extra lit, extra lit, extra lit. Big Cali world all the time, extra lit, extra lit, extra lit.
It's the man with the plan. I ain't Clark Kent, but some of the ladies do call me Superman. It's your boy, Big Cali. We here once again, feeling good, feeling great as usual, with another episode of Big Cali World, and we got another special guest. This man right here, first of all, is a dear brother of mine, dear friend of mine, mentor, DJ, producer, fucking whatever you can think of. Let's just say culture ambassador for the desert. He runs this shit, man. It's your boy, DJ Alf Alpha, man. What's up, player? Welcome to Big Cali World.
Thanks for that introduction, player. And I just want to say, you're a true player, and I'll you right now. Salud.
Cheers, brother. Salud.
Salud. I'm on that play. We're on that player juice right now.
That player juice? I'm over here drinking a nice Cabernet, hanging out. Just feeling good, feeling great.
This is some grapes right here. Some white
grapes? Some white grapes?
My lady,
I love it, man.
Was good.
Hey, man, so how you been doing during this quarantine shit, man? I know this shit kind of halted your whole spring, summer. Kind of put a halt to everything, man. How you been recovering?
Well, the thing about this, I mean, I like it, bro. Honestly, I really like this time, you know? I'm using this time as like a meditation, you know? And like, I'm getting a lot of things done that have been kind of on like the waiting list, you know?
That's what I've been hearing. Yeah, a lot of people been doing. I've been doing the same.
Yeah, so obviously Coachella is a big thing for me every year, you know? So every year I do Coachella since I've been working Coachella since 2010, you know? So
damn.
It's definitely been it's been a journey for me from being a fan of going to Coachella, you know, like paying my ticket, going to Coachella, and fast forward 10 years later, I'm asked to be an artist at the festival, and my first year being an actual artist on the actual up was 2011. So,
that's what I was gonna say. So like you were going to the festival since it started.
Yeah, so
like you remember when it was like Coachella coming to town, like this is something new.
Yeah, I've literally been to every single Coachella since. I've been to every single Coachella since the beginning. For 20,
wow.
It's just celebrated 20-year anniversary.
I know.
I was, you know, obviously it was a bummer, you know, that we had it, and honestly, it's not canceled. Coachella wasn't canceled; it was postponed. You know?
Exactly. It's still happening.
Still happening, and it's happening in the fall. It's going to be, you know, and it's going to be a good thing right before the election too, because I wanted Rage.
I love it.
I'm a big Rage Against the Machine fan, so I feel like
oh my God, Rage was going to be there.
Yeah, man. They're
still going to be there. Sorry. You see how I'm still like talking like it's not happening. Like it's because it was just, I was so hyped up for April because I'm used to April. I was set in my ways. And then when it was over, I was like, oh, wait, okay. It's October. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And I like it, you know, like I said, every year, you know, I always try to do something different and bring something better, you know, to Coachella every year.
Nice.
It's like,
nice.
It's kind of like my gauge for the year, you know, use music, art, culture, and myself too. You know, it's like, it's a place where I can showcase some of my mixes, some of my original music. You know, like I said, I've been to every single Coachella. I was 15 years old when I went to Coachella 1999. I was in 9th grade, bro. I paid for my ticket. I went to the mall. I went to Ticketmaster inside Robinson's Made.
I remember Robinson's Made.
It doesn't even exist anymore, you know? So like Robinson's Made, they had a Ticketmaster. I bought my ticket. I think I bought my ticket for about $45 for one day.
Wow.
Yeah. And then, so like I said,
hold on, let's just stop right there. Hold on. You're telling me Coachella one day was only $45 in the beginning when it first started?
Yes.
Wow. I know that was like, were you all right. I have a question there because I always wondered because Coachella has always just been around for me. Like I've always, I don't remember when there wasn't a Coachella. Because right when I got new to like the music scene and going out, Coachella was already in. I was kind of late. I got into it around like 2000.
Well,
like
I think
12, 11, 10.
Did we take you your first Coachella?
Yes, that's what I was going to say. My first Coachella. You guys, first off, got me into Coachella the first time I ever went. I was so hyped. And I got out camped. I was on the camp scene, and I remember I was faded as hell Thursday night, and you did the dome, and you gave me the microphone, and I wasn't even DJing then. I was barely hosting, and you were like, here, Big C, do your shit. And you're playing. I remember just, let's go. Turn. And it was crazy. And it was my first time ever being in front of that many people in Coachella, and I was like, wait a minute. This is it. And then the next year, either the next year or the year after that, that's when you DJ'd, I think it was the Sahara tent.
Yeah, Sahara.
And I remember I had to wake up early in the morning with you, and we ate breakfast in the little artist compound thing. And I was like, and I didn't even have the band yet. You had to talk me to get in. You're like, hey, man, he's with me. Just let him in. Just let him in. He's going to go. And we went to the Sahara tent. I remember we turned up, and I was like, wait a minute. This is it, my nigga. And that's when I was like, okay, this nigga Alf Alpha got this desert shit, bro. Like, I get it. You had it because you got me in the back. That's some shit.
That's
so yeah, man. That first Coachella experience was deep, though, man. And you were there.
And that's the thing about Coachella. Like, you know, for me, Coachella is more than just a festival. You know, it's like almost like a religious. It's like a religious experience. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know, music and art are the things that inspire me the most, you know, and so every year as a you know, being 15 years old when they started Coachella, like since then it was always like, what's Coachella doing this year? Who's coming to Coachella? Because only the best, I would say the most cutting edge and like culture, the people that are really driving culture are at Coachella and performing at Coachella, honestly.
Yeah, exactly.
And so
a lot of artists' name were made from Coachella, that Coachella performance. Like, I heard a story someone was telling me about Daft Punk, how they used like all their budget for their Coachella performance and literally changed the way dance music and like seeing that rave scene, that scene was even looked at back then because no one's seen nothing like that.
And I was at that Coachella, and that Coachella you're talking about in particular when Daft Punk debuted their Pyramid, you know, at the same time Madonna was playing in the Sahara tent, you know, like
that's fucking crazy, bro.
So it's like you have these legends that are simultaneously, you know, that was just 2 stages, you know, simultaneously there's like 15, you know, there's like 10, 15 stages going on at Coachella. So, you know, there's amazing music going on at Coachella. And as, you know, growing up in the desert, there was nothing going on in the desert, bro. Like, you know,
I can only imagine.
You had to drive to LA, you know, you I mean, I feel like you could feel me because you're from Moreno Valley, you know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
The culture was more in the city, you know? And so
we always had to go to LA. LA's always, but now it's like, honestly, it's kind of crazy. I need to watch that Coachella documentary. I haven't got a chance to peep it yet because it's just crazy how they created something out of nothing, really.
Yeah, you know,
it was in the middle of the desert.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely had a vision, and you know, they were trying to emulate what was going on in Europe with like with the 3-day festival kind of. And the rave scene was popping off. So I suggest everyone watching the Coachella documentary, and if you want to get more informed on how Coachella got started, you know, for me, you know, going back to like being a kid, like going to that 1999 Coachella, you know, and there was a group of DJs that called the Invisible Scratch Pickles, and they were really good at turntablism, you know, and so I really wanted to go see them because Mixmaster Mike and this guy named Qbert, which is like some of the founding fathers of like cutting edge scratching, you know.
I've heard of Mixmaster Mike for sure. I've for sure seen his shit.
So Mixmaster Mike was the DJ in the later years of the Beastie Boys. He was the Beastie Boys DJ.
That's where I've heard his name. That's where, yes. I just watched the Beastie Boys documentary on Apple TV with Spike Jonze. Yeah.
Right to that. Shout out to Spike Jonze and Sam Spiegel's brothers. Those are my boys right there.
Real talk.
So basically, Mixmaster Mike, and then they brought this new DJ who was 1 year older than me. His name was A-Track, DJ A-Track. And so
what?
Yeah, so he was 16 at the time, and I was 15. So I wanted to go see A-Track because A-Track was like the next big DJ, you know? And so I was like, if a 16-year-old kid could do it, I could do it. And so I literally needed to see him DJ. And there's literally in the documentary, there's a video of Mixmaster Mike at that performance, and right next to his record bag, I'm standing front row. I'm in the documentary for like a very split second.
Yeah.
But totally me, front row, and I was wearing an ugly ass vest that I got from the Gap. It was awful. And because I thought it was a raver back then. So I had like a tight ass vest on. And like
2099. This is 1999, 2000.
I went to the Gap and bought an ugly ass vest.
Shout out the Gap.
And I basically got inspired forever. You know, I like to say that at that moment, I basically got inspired, and I told myself I want to DJ on that stage one day.
Wow.
Know?
And you weren't DJing. Were you DJing prior to this?
You know, I had just bought turntables maybe like 5 months before Coachella.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was getting frustrated. I didn't know what I was doing. I bought actual turntables. I bought a little mixer, and I was teaching myself how to DJ. And then Coachella was like that extra push. That was like, look at the DJing on the highest level. Like you could do that if you try hard enough.
If you actually do it, right? That's crazy too, because a lot of people go to Coachella and they think, you know, you don't know who's in the crowd, bro. You really know. You don't know who that little kid is that's watching you on that stage. I think about that stuff all the time. I'm like, so like just a little kid that you see this new DJ named A-Track getting brought on by Mixmaster Mike, not knowing that A-Track is going to go on and DJ with Kanye, go on and DJ with, and change the DJ game forever, really. Like, he's one of the best in the game right now.
Yeah, exactly. So that was the inspiration I needed. You know, also, you know, that year I saw The Roots. I saw DJ Shadow and DJ Cut Chemist. They're really dope. Like they did a funk and soul kind of mix, and then Ugly Duckling. I saw Cool Keith, you know, which is like, and then he's like on another level too, like rapper. And then also I saw, you know, Rage Against the Machine and Tool that year. So
damn, this is all the first year Coachella. Like,
yeah. Some of the artists I saw first year, and there was small tents that had like drum and bass, and a lot of drum and bass, and like kind of like reggae MC on there, and like it just opened me up. I was like, wow, like this is dope. Like, you know, like I was watching MTV at the time. You know, I was a freshman in high school. I was starting to get into hip hop, but going to Coachella, it showed me that there was a counterculture. You know, that there was some underground music that I don't need to listen to the top 40. There's a lot of dope music out there, and I'm really thankful that the festival happened, you know, because I think I needed something. You know, at that time in my life, I was like, you know, I love soccer and I always played soccer, you know, but I also I had this artistic kind of like, I was into graffiti and art, but I also I wanted to make my own beats. I wanted to DJ and scratch, and mostly. And
this is all at before 15. Before you going, you knew this.
This is like literally like 14, 15. You know, like I was definitely getting into hip hop in like eighth grade for sure. Like that was
what album got you into hip hop?
Or
what moment, if you remember? Do you remember it was a moment that you were like, "Whoa, this is rap. Okay, this is lit."
Or it was Roundabout Music, and they sold used CDs because back then people bought CDs.
Wait, so repeat this place again. I'm sorry. What did you say?
It's called Roundabout Music.
Roundabout Music. Okay.
And they sold some new CDs, but mostly it was used CDs. So people would listen to a CD, they would burn it, and then like sell it or whatever. So like I would buy. I bought Wu-Tang Forever. You know.
Out the gate? That was the first hit. Freaking RZA, Inspector Deck, Raekwon.
Yeah.
Ghostface, it was too deep.
Older bastard.
And I remember you told me you DJ'd with them. You DJ'd with Ghostface like years later. It's kind of crazy how that came.
For Ghostface in 2 years ago. In 2018, I DJ'd. We brought out Ghostface. My neighbor, John Dreyer, he started a company, an event company, and his first event he wanted to throw, he brought out Ghostface Killer and Killer Priest. And I DJ'd for Ghostface Killer and Killer Priest that night, and it was on 420, so it was a Wednesday in between Coachella. So Coachella was happening, and then that Wednesday, like in between Coachellas, we threw a party, and then the following day we did Coachella. Like again.
So that Thursday night, you're at Coachella, you're at the fairgrounds.
Yeah, so it was like nonstop.
Wow.
Sure, but it was a blessing. I think very few people could say that they DJ for the Wu-Tang Clan,
Exactly. No, that's crazy. I'm not gonna say I would be starstruck, but I'd have been like, whoa, like I'm really like, did you live in that moment? Like, were you like, this is like, did you remember young Alf Alpha going to Roundabout Music, picking up Wu-Tang Forever and listening to this man's words? And you're like, wait a minute.
Well, a funny story about that is that I bought that album, and I had that album for about a week, and I was bumping that album. Like I was listening to the album like over and over. And there's a couple, like the RZA, who's one of my favorite producers, and shout out to the RZA. He basically would put these skits, kind of these interludes in there.
I know what you're talking about. Those little it's like the little Chinese kung fu skits in between, but then there'll be like a little like break beat too, like in the background, like some shit like that.
Yeah, totally. He had these dope skits, and then I think one of them, I don't remember exactly what it was, but there's definitely like some profanity. And there's like it sounds like, women are having sex, or like, it sounds like some crazy shit's happening, Like, remember my mom was walking by my room and she, yo, what is this? Like, what are you listening to right now? And I remember she like went to the CD player, she pulled the CD out. Somehow she figured she knew how to pull the CD out, and she pulled it out and she's like, I'm taking this back to disco round music or whatever. And I was like, yo, like, what? Like, I was like,
she took the album back.
I was 13 years old, and she was like, and she went, and I remember she went with me, and she was like, I can't believe you guys sold this to like a kid, because it had the parental thingamajig. Yeah,
the little sticker. Yep.
I was 13 at the time. I was maybe 12 or 13 at the time, but I was like, that album had Triumph on it, So
yes, I'm already knowing. So, epic.
Yeah, so that song was what I remember seeing the video to Triumph on MTV, and then that shit got me, wanting me to go buy that, So I basically, my mom returned it, and then low key I went back like a couple days later, and the guy knew me, and he sold it back to me.
Real nigga, let's go. Real nigga. I like that. Hey, you know what's funny? When I was, let's say, I was about 9, maybe 8 or 9, my mom gave me a gift certificate to Circuit City. I always tell this story. She gave me a gift certificate to Circuit City, and I was able to buy a boombox, and I had enough to buy one album. And at that time, West Side Connection, Bow Down was out.
Oh, that's my shit.
So I bought that whole album, Alf Alpha, right? That was the first rap hip hop. Let's go, cheers it. That was the first rap and hip hop album I bought, bro. And when I tell you, I was 9 years old listening to the whole West Side Connection Bow Down album and knew all the words. Like you were probably with the Wu-Tang album. I could only, it's crazy how these albums were so deep, but we're like, no, this is hip hop. This is something different. I know this is tight. And then from there, I just kept digging. Kept talking to like older homies at the time. I wish the internet was out like back then, like big time, where we could have like Googled shit, because I'd have knew everything by then.
Yeah, so back then, that's funny that you say that. Back then you had to actually buy the albums to the CD, and then you would burn it, So yeah. So my friend who,
so this like 98, 99.
So I graduated high school in 2002. So I went to high school 1999, 2000, 2001, and 2002.
God, that was a great time in music.
Yeah.
Damn, you went to high school during all the Cash Money era, all the Rockefeller era. Damn.
So
back when niggas was spending $1 million on videos.
One of my best friends in high school, his name's Adam Redstone. Rest in peace, Adam Redstone.
R.I.P.
His grandfather actually owns Viacom, which owns MTV, owns VH1. Like he was a
real business. Yep.
And my friend Adam, his parents lived in Rancho Mirage. His grandparents lived from Boston. He was getting in a lot of trouble, doing a lot of graffiti in Boston, and he came out here, and me and him clicked in art class. He's a graffiti writer, and I would mess around with some graffiti and art back in the day. So
yeah,
me gravitated towards each other, and he was the only kid at our school that had a tattoo. Now everyone in high school has a tattoo, but Adam Redstone in high school, he had a tattoo on his calf, and it was some crazy shit. It was, and so like he basically had, because he had the resources, he had the sickest CD collection, bro. Like the sickest. So my boy would literally give me his CDs and be like, here, you could have them for a couple of days and just burn them all.
Damn, so you had to connect. Like you had everything.
So like he put me on like Gangstar, Pete Rock, because he was from Boston. So he basically put me on to like, obviously Gangstar and Gangstar's from Boston. So he basically put me on to all that shit, bro. And all the early shit, the Pete Rock. I remember like listening to Pete Rock for the first time.
Carmel City.
I was listening to all that CL Smooth, and I was just like, I loved hip hop. By like 99, 2000, I was like, I was into it all, but before that, bro, I was into punk rock, bro.
That's what I was gonna ask you. What were you listening to before that? You had to listen to something. What were you on before then?
So basically, I was Rage Against the Machine was my shit, bro. But actually, to rewind though, before Wu-Tang Clan, when you asked me what album really triggered it, it was the bro, and that was more when
what album? What'd you say?
Diggable Planets.
Oh, okay.
And Diggable Planets is a jazzy hip hop.
I know about Diggable. Wait, didn't they make
bro,
not Cool Like That?
It's one of the dopest fucking.
No, they got songs. I know a few Diggable Planets songs for sure.
I'm cool
like that. That's what I was thinking. I was like, yes.
So
yes.
I believe they came out.
What Kiwi Tarat and Evio? Okay, yep.
I believe they came out in 94 or 95, and so sometime around there. I remember that because my sister started working at a record store, and she gave me that cassette tape.
Okay, so your best friend's grandfather worked for Viacom and had all the albums, okay, on deck. Then your sister worked at the record store. So you literally just had two sources of music at all times to hear all shit. So you could say, were you raised around music basically growing up all your life?
I was, but it wasn't the type of music. I mean, it was mariachi. The type of music that I grew up listening to was traditional Mexican music from my father.
Got you.
So
shout out your pops too, man. Shout out your pops too, man.
My father, he's from Jalisco, and he's from the home of tequila and mariachi.
Hey.
So that's my blood is basically from that music. The music. My father's not musical, but he loves music, and so my father. He would always be the first one to hire the band. He would be like,
I like that. I like that.
My dad's not playing the instruments. He's hiring the band. So he's
like, no, I want the whole band at my shit. I want it to sound tight. I know what I want to hear.
Yeah, and in a mariachi, if it's a good mariachi, you have at least eight musicians, So you have the violins, you have guitar, you have bass guitars, you have the trumpet. You have the harps, you have...
And they're singing. at the same time, playing instruments and singing. Hey, you gotta give it to the mariachi fans, man. Real shit, man.
Cheers to mariachi. We got Big C. We gotta go to Jalisco one day,
bro. I'm trying to go to Mexico, bro. I saw you DJing out there in Mexico when you were out there with Speak. Talk about that for a minute, man. How was DJing out there in Mexico, bro?
Well, bro, I'm blessed, bro. Like, you know, I was born in Palm Springs. You know, Palm Desert's my hometown, but my parents are from Mexico. So every summer I would go to Mexico, you know? So every summer, baby, bro, like until, you know, maybe I was 22 years old, every summer I would spend in Mexico for at least a month. Oh,
in Jalisco?
And I would go to Zacatecas. So my mom's from Zacatecas, and then Jalisco is like literally like an hour away, you know?
Got you. Okay.
So
how far is that from like Mexico City?
It's pretty far. It's like north of Mexico City. It's literally in the center of Mexico. Like if you put your center of Mexico, that's where I'm from. And
okay.
I like being from the heartland of like Mexico. Like that shit.
That sounds tight. How was those summers out there?
It was good, cool, man. Like, you know, we would be on the ranch, bro. Like, my family raises cattle, and they have my grandfather. He was a farmer, so my family comes from farming people, you know. So like, we would go out there. I would go with my mom in the mornings. We would milk cows, bro. Like I would.
Alf Alpha, you were milking cows, my nigga. You're out there milking cows and doing the real gritty work for the people.
Yeah, man.
That's so tight.
We gotta make that cheese, bro. We were making cheese.
You gotta make that cheese. Cheers to that, bro.
I was straight up. My mom's job was to milk it, and then my job was to take the cow and tie its legs. It was called pialad. So I would pialad the cows and then make them secure and safe so my mom could get in there and milk it.
That's crazy. So out there during that whole time, bro.
Yeah.
Were you listening to? Was there any musical influences out there?
Yeah. Where my mom's from, that's banda music. So that's like sounds like the circus music, bro. You know when people like
bum 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 bum. That's just like you be hearing.
Yeah, you know why though? Because it was influenced by polka music from Europe.
Wow, that makes sense.
Bro, in Jalisco and on the border of Jalisco and Zacatecas, bro, the people don't know this, but German Nazis fucking like had huge camps there. You know what I'm saying? Like there was crazy, bro.
German Nazis had camps out there just set up.
This is what's crazy. My aunt is married to the son of the general, the German Nazi general that they basically they sent him to Mexico. They were just like get out of Europe. You know when people fled Europe after World War II. He just went and got asylum in Mexico. And anyways, my aunt married his son. And so my aunt on that border, it's like, so basically banda music is very much like European music. You know what I'm saying? So you hear the German polka music inside of that. And so that's what banda music is. It has the trombone, the trumpets, and it has the drums, you know, and it has like it's a different style from mariachi. Mariachi, I would say, is more classy, and banda is more like for corridos. And
what's
like,
corridos mean?
Corridos is just kind of like, it's more like songs, you know, about
you.
No, it's like almost like
pop songs.
Yeah,
like pop. Like would you say mariachi is more classical, traditional music, and what's the other one name?
Banda's a little more aggressive because it's, bro, like when I associate banda, it's like dudes on horses wilding. Like I like where we're from, so people be dancing horses, you know what I'm saying? And so
that's deep.
Yeah.
What's the music? I remember when I was working security, I had a homeboy who I worked with. Shout out my nigga Oscar, man. You know who you are, bro. Real nigga. He used to play this music in there, and I used to be like, bro, like, what the fuck? I want to hear this shit. I used to always tell him, like, bro, I don't want to hear this shit. I don't know what the fuck they're saying. It sound like the same beat. I was hating. But look, he broke it down. He's like, my nigga, look, I'm going to break it down to you. And he literally said what it was, and it was all like trap music. Like talking about like the cartel and narco shit and all kind of wild stories. And I remember hearing, he was like, yeah, they make music for basically the organizations out there. And
yeah. They're like just trap, bro.
It's like real trap music though, like the real trap music.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it could be about anything. It could be about like your dog dying, or it could be about like you smuggling drugs. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's real. The spectrum goes. It's just
like so like when I go to Jalisco and Zacatecas, like my dad would wild out. Him and his brothers would get the mariachi for 10 hours and get a banda for 10 hours. And it would be like a 24-hour party. And they would just
24-hour party.
And they would just switch the banda for an hour, mariachi an hour, banda an hour, mariachi an hour. And we
20 hours.
We would have a feast. We would have beans, rice, and we would they would kill a whole cow, and we would stay there for like the whole weekend, like a Saturday, Sunday, and then everyone would leave on Monday. You know, like it was lit. Like so, we do kind of dope.
You blow my mind away right now. I'm like, what the fuck? Why wasn't I there? I'd have been there turned up.
And so like we'll have like the bulls out because my cousins raise bulls for Spain and for bullfighting, bro. Like the biggest, scariest bulls you'll see in the world. My cousins, like I remember going to kid and feeding them, giving those guys water, and like they're crazy, bro. Like those bulls are insane. So like we have like some bullfighting going on, and then we also have like fucking I used to get on the little bulls, the becerros, and then like I would like fucking a rodeo, bro, like and try to hold on for like 10-15 seconds or whatever.
Hey bro, so you were out there. How old are you doing all this shit?
I mean, that was like when I was like when I was like 24 when I was doing some of that shit.
That's crazy. Hey bro, but you know, bro, you know what's funny? You threw me off when you were talking about fucking riding bulls and fucking dancing horses and 20-hour parties.
Yeah.
But I want to know.
I'm going to send you a video of a dancing horse that dances for like 10 minutes. And it's at one of my parties, bro. I'm going to send you a video. It's on my YouTube. I guarantee you.
When are we throwing the 20-hour party then? When are we going to do the 20-hour DJ party? Or is that Coachella? Is that
in October, bro? You know?
I know.
That one's longer though. That one's not even. That's literally, bro. You know this. It starts on Thursday. I crack off. I've been DJing at Coachella every Thursday inside a giant dome for the last 10 years, bro.
How many people's in there, approximately? You think?
And it's cracking, bro.
How many people you think is in there, Alf Alpha? If you could put a number to it, like at least 10,000 people.
There's a couple thousand people in there for sure. You know, and especially like. When we do it, which is like around midnight, you know, we crack it off around midnight and welcome everyone.
So much fun! Oh my god!
Yeah,
so much fun.
So that was like that's the excitement on that Thursday is like when it's I think at the highest because there's people that have traveled all over the world and they've never been to Coachella and they're about to open like 10 hours. You know what I'm saying? So like they're like staying up all night. They're gonna party. It's
funny. We always say every time we go to Coachella, whatever you have, it's like whatever like little weed you have or extracurriculars you have or alcohol you bring, whatever. You literally do half of it on Thursday night because you're just that hyped up. You're that turned up.
Yo, by Sunday, fools like zombies and they're just like walking back to their camp.
Bro, Sunday, I remember walking from the tent to the main stage, and I remember to go see Drake. And I literally walked, and I got all the way there, and White Stripes are playing. Mind you, I don't know at this moment. I don't know who the White Stripes are. Like okay. I'm like, okay, this is some rock band, some dude and his girl. All right, well, I'm about to just post here because I know Drake's next. All of a sudden, they play 6 slaps I've heard my whole life, and then they ended with Seven Nation Army.
Oh yeah,
it got crazy. I grabbed some dude's shoulder from like France or like Berlin or something. Another dude's shoulder from another country. And we were just jumping up and down, screaming, raising their flags. It was lit. That's why I was like, Coachella is just different, bro. It's just different, bro.
That's the shit. Like, honestly, bro, like, I've seen some amazing stuff at Coachella, you know, and honestly, it's kind of a big blur for me, you know, because it's just been happening. And I feel like, you know, Coachella, like for me, I'm just scratching the surface of Coachella. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like you're just scratching the surface of a lot of stuff in your career, though, honestly, bro, because you're so multifaceted. Because not only you do the DJing, but I wanted to touch on your production. Because
I want to play you a couple tracks, too. I have it queued up here.
You do? All right, you got to email it. All right, we're going to play it at the end. Whatever you want to play, we're going to play it at the end of the show. Because I want it to sound clear. I want it to sound crisp. We can't be like Teddy Riley. They're going to roast me.
I feel you on that. I'm gonna send you an outro track.
See, and that's why I love you. But nah, when it comes to your production, when did you start actually making that transition from DJing to producing, or were you producing before you DJ'd, or how did it go?
I'm a DJ first.
Right.
That's how I learned how to DJ first. And I knew the fundamentals of how to mix music and how the frequencies work like that. Yeah. And so I basically, once I was maybe like 3 years in of DJing, like around that time, or actually, you know what, 2 years. I had a program called Acid Pro, and I made music program called Acid. But it's funny because it's like I make music on acid, but it just. And I remember I made it kind of like, started figuring out the concept of how to make a beat, like how to loop shit. Cause I was into loops. Like I look.
That's where I'm at right now, Alf Alpha. I'm just now at the stage of making loops when I'm DJing. You see my progress of DJing, so you know where I'm at. Yeah. I'm
a loop digger at heart, bro. Like behind me is all these records I collect.
I love it. I know you always dig for loops. You're always digging for loops. That's what you do.
I got records, bro. And so, but I don't necessarily sample from records. I can sample from anything, bro. And so my thing is I love loops and how the original producers of hip hop, like Marley Marr, like how he did the early, some of that early hip hop shit, and like early ARS-1 beats, like when Premier and like I said, Pete Rock. Those are some of my influences. And then obviously Dilla and Madlib were kind of like my mentors when it came to
Can I ask you about Dilla? I'm just curious, not to cut you off. I'm really curious about what you think about Dilla, because I always knew Dilla beats, okay?
Yeah.
But I didn't appreciate Dilla beats until this year. No cap. I'm just going to be honest with you. And it's not so much, I always knew he was good, but I didn't know how deep his catalog was, that this nigga was producing R&B tracks I knew, like hella random hip hop, hella random artists, like their song that I love. I might not like them, but that one or two songs I like were Dilla beats.
I could tell you this. Whenever a Dilla beat came on, like I remember like listening. So I'm old school, bro. Like I'm older, bro. I'm 35 years old. You know what I'm saying? Right. So like I grew up listening to Funkmaster Flex. So Funkmaster Flex would put out these mixes, and whenever he put a Slum Village track on, I was like, he put on the Slum Village and Q-Tip song on, and when I heard that beat and I heard how the beats were just knocking, and it was a soulful ass sample,
right?
And Q-Tip was riding that beat, and then how JD, because he referred to himself as JD in that track, and JD comes on and throws his little verse, and it was like, yo. And I remember Funk Flex only put that song on for like a minute and like 30 seconds, and it was like too short. I was like, I kept rewinding that shit. I was like,
damn.
Opus part of the album, and it was because it was a Dilla beat. So before I even know who even made that beat,
right?
I feel like that was one of the first times, because I remember I bought that CD in Santa Barbara, and I was fucking maybe like, like fucking 13, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I heard that shit, and I was like, I literally looked. I was like, okay, Slum Village. I need to go see who the fuck Slum Village is. Like,
exactly.
Like I was like,
that was me when I heard Elzai too for one of the first time. I heard Elzai separate from when I was listening to Slum Village, but then I always knew Slum Village's like hits, like Selfish, Tainted. Like I didn't know that was Dilla. I'm just thinking that that's a hard Slum Village song. I'm not putting it together that is Dilla.
And the Selfish became popular because Kanye got on it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So
exactly.
you know, Dilla is fucking super dope, bro. And like, obviously, like, you know, all the stuff he did. Like, I remember growing up listening to The Far Side. So I remember there's a song called Why by The Far Side, and he remixes it, and that song is so fire. I remember driving around, picking up my honey in high school, listening to that song. That's
so lit. What song is that again for the people so they can go to it?
Oh, Why? And then it's in the question mark, and then it's by The Far Side and Dilla produced the Dilla remix. You should hear the Dilla remix for sure.
Damn, that's real shit, man. That's some real player shit.
And so, like, I always remember seeing JD. I remember buying records and then just being like, "Oh, this is the JD remix. I know it's gonna be fire."
Right.
You know? Because it was for the internet, and you just like. You know, I would go to the record store and hear shit or whatever, but like I knew if it was JD, it was sick. And I also resonated with Madlib. Madlib is really dope, you know, producer.
Madlib is so first off, his new shit, him and Freddie Gibbs shit, crazy. And then Madlib,
Madlib is dope. And what you just said with the Freddie Gibbs, like I feel like sometimes some of my beats and Fayo's music sounds like that, bro. Like,
wow. You know, I'm glad you said that because I was listening to, you and Fayo have made a lot of music. People don't know Fayo is definitely one of my favorite rappers in UTB. If people don't look it up, Avocado Everything, shout him out, you already know. But if you literally listen to y'all music, it favors a lot of that time period. Y'all encapsulate, or you get what I'm saying? It's that world. A lot, man. I hate that. That mask is crazy.
Avocado Everything, yo.
Oh, man, but so speaking
of Fayo, actually, I'll take this time. This is Fayo right here. Do you guys don't know that?
Rare. That's a rare photo. That's Cassius.
That's Cassius. That's me in the middle. That's Westside Ty, the Beeper King.
Hey.
And then this is Jimbo Jenkins.
Shout out DJ Jimbo Jenkins.
And this is Cassius right there. And this is my boy Husni that played the drums for me at Coachella. This is backstage at Coachella when we
what year?
This was 2012, and that was the year that they did it was the Tupac hologram. I played the same day as the Tupac hologram. Legend.
He said legend. Let's go.
That's some legend shit right there.
Hey, that's some rare shit, bro.
Bro, I played Coachella at least once because I just wanted to play one time, bro. I swear to God, I was like, if I play Coachella one time, that's it. I can't lie.
That's a goal of mine. Even this year particularly when I got invited to even play just the Dome. Like to DJ the Dome, me and Speak were doing week 1. I was like juiced, and I'm still juiced because it's still happening. But now I'm just like, okay, now I got time to prep. Now I got time to really like dig in my bag and doing that shit. And then to even bring it into context too, a lot of people don't know, like I started off, you knew me before I DJ'd. You knew me when I was just quote unquote hosting or when I was just trying to figure it out. And then you seen the whole progress of me getting to like buying my own equipment, putting the work in. But I watched you and it was those parties at the Ace.
Yeah, man. The Ace Hotel, bro.
The world famous, shout out the world famous party, man. It was great times, man. Great times there. And that's where I started, like hosting, learning parties, learning transitions, learning vibes. And I have to give you that credit, like on camera, like I'll give it to you, like real shit, my nigga, real talk. You taught me a lot of that.
Thank you, bro. I had you and Dreadlock Security up in the booth at all times.
Let's go! Shout out Dreadlock Security.
Shout out Dreadlock Security.
And I remember you used to give me the mic. And it used to be like, I used to turn it up and then you'll turn the mic down and you turn it up and you knew the spots. And when I didn't know what you were doing, like you knew exactly when to turn me up, when to punch me in, when to punch me out, but you'll be doing that while mixing. And at first I'm looking like, what the hell's going on? Like, why is the mic on?
I would throw some echo and reverb on your shit too.
Hell, bro. And we would have that shit turned up.
Bro, those were fun, bro. Those were like literally the parties that I felt like I became a DJ. You know what I'm saying? Like
wow.
Like those were, because I started DJing there a lot, bro. I was DJing there like twice a month, and it was like getting packed. I did my party once a month, but I also did a pool party there too. So I really got my chops at the Ace, and the Ace is a different crowd. People don't want to hear lame shit there. You know what I'm saying? They want to hear dope shit.
Yeah.
And so like it was an honor for me to be able to meet them and have them approach me and say, hey, you are, the vibe of the desert that we're looking for, and we want you to, and we want you to, we trust you with your taste and what you're going to do, so that was fun. And, and honestly, our parties got too big. At first I was like, like I had to be realistic, because that room is pretty small, the Amigo room. And so go there, it would literally get packed to the rim. And the last time I DJ'd there, it was way too turned. People were crowd surfing. It was so lit.
It was so much fun though. We had a great time. You can't say it. There's pictures of me, and we're probably gonna use it for the flyer. It's a picture of me like in a luau shirt. I used to come there in a tank top to say I'm the sexiest fat nigga on earth. I was like 481 pounds, drunk out of my mind, ready, grabbing the mic, and then you just let me learn you taught me, but you let me work my shit out. It was like the gym. You were getting your deal, but I was learning my hosting. But then I was always watching you DJ. I always watch how you mix, always watch your transitions. And I was like, okay. And then I remember when you first came, and I mean, I never even talked to you about this. This is real shit. I remember when you first came to my birthday party at the S Bar. Shout out to S Bar. And you pulled up and you got in the booth with me and you were watching me DJ, and the crowd was cracking, and you were watching and it was packed. And I looked at you, I was like, damn, my nigga Alf Alpha was watching me DJ in my city, and I was in his. It was like a moment. And I was like, this is real. This is when I was like, okay, I'm DJ Big Cali now. I'm really out here DJing. I could literally look at Alf Alpha.
Pretty lit too. And I think that was one of the times when I bought my first bus, I believe.
Yes, you brought the V-Dub bus out there. And that's right, we would have hotboxed the bus afterwards. Shout out to S-Bar, man. We really were hotboxing.
Yo, shout out to Riverside as well. We baptized my bus. The Super Sonido bus, we smoked the first joint with you and Cassius.
Wow.
Inside that bus. And I was like, we got to do this right now.
I'm glad you brought up Super Sonita. I want you to talk about that a little bit. What is Super Sonita? What is that? Because I know you've always been one to bring live music into your DJ set. I've always seen you bring the congas up there, the percussions. Explain Super Sonita.
So what Super Sonido is, it's a label for me, and that label encompasses a lot of things. Right now, we're in the Super Sonido Studios. The official name is Super Sonido Sistema.
Super Sonido Sistema.
System, yeah, super sound system. And so
I like it.
We're in the Super Sonido Sistema Studios right now. We are a full production. We produce music, and we have a whole live. We could record live drums, live guitars. Like we have a whole live room that we could record in and mastering. And basically, we have a lot of toys here. I would say they're basically drum machines and different keyboards and different things that I could produce music. I do production for HBO. I did a movie for
what?
I scored a movie called Palm Swings, guys. It's insane. You guys got to go watch it. Please. The more you watch it, the more I get paid. Please watch it.
Where can we watch it at?
So we could watch it. You can look it up. It's called Palm Swings. It's there's a couple distributors, but Amazon I would say would probably be the best.
Okay, cool.
To see it. It was filmed in Palm Springs, and the producers and the director contacted me, and they said, you're from the desert. You play Coachella. We love your music, because I be producing music and putting it out there for since My first official release was an international release in Japan, a Japanese label. And that Japanese label licensed some of my music and put it out there. So since 2009, I've been putting out music,
Wow. Was that the Beats in My Jeep and all those beat tapes and stuff?
Oh, yeah, no. The Beats for My Jeeps was like a trap-ass mixtape.
I love that tape, by the way. That was a great tape.
That was super lit right there. But the first album I ever officially released is this, bro. This is a Japanese copy. I ordered them off Tower Records in Japan. They're like some of the people that carry it. It's insane.
Wow.
And basically, after
what's on that album? Like, what is it? All original beats, and who did you work with on that first album?
Beats, kind of in the vein of like the Dilla Madlib kind of shit, and so and actually, which is a funny story, in Tower Records in Shibuya, Japan, next to my album was Madlib's album, and they featured it. It was featured.
Wow. Talk about bringing it around back.
Yeah, so this when I moved to Los Angeles, I was obviously I was broke, bro. Like I was literally went out there and I was like, I need to get on my grind and start paying my bills. You know what I'm saying? Like right. I was grinding and I was definitely like living paycheck to paycheck, I would say. So when I got a small licensing deal, I think I got like $1,200. That shit was like hitting lottery for me. Like I was like, yo, I just licensed music, and they gave me, that was my advancement. They were like, hey, we'll give you $1,200 advancement, and I was like, oh, dude.
So to explain to the people so when you license it, they're able to sell it to other people or entities or shows or.
We wanted to make CDs and put my music on iTunes. iTunes was a new thing back then. This was like kind of, 2009. So like people were barely kind of figuring it all that out, but people were still buying CDs at that time, and so. I was blessed, the label that put this out, they got me, so this features 18 tracks, and
what's the name of that album?
It's called Jump Wildly About.
And is it available still right now? Could we hear it, or we have to go
go to my website, you can hear it.
Okay, we're gonna shout out your website at the end there. We gotta hear that. What else you got?
If you go to
I love you brought shit. I love you have a bunch of shit. People can't see. He just busted out hella like rare ass facts and shit. What's this right here?
Yeah, so check this out, bro. This is a magazine called Wax Poetics, bro.
Okay.
And Wax Poetics, that album that came out, they featured Bill Withers in this album. Rest in peace, Bill Withers, bro.
R.I.P.
Bill Withers has been like a major inspiration to me, and so I was blessed that in this album that features some of the legends, like Bill Withers, Q-Tip, King Tubby, MF Doom, Les McCain, Alton Ellis. Like those are just some of the people that are featured in here. And then featured a young Alf Alpha for my album.
Damn.
Bro,
how did that come about? They just found you, or like how did that even get there?
The album, they featured me with some of the legends, bro. And I was literally a young producer, and I was like living in LA, and I was like, I remember I was so hyped, I was like, this was the inspiration like I needed. I was like, because obviously music's frustrating, and in terms of like if you're trying to pay your bills with your art, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so like it took me, I was already eager. I wanted to be like fucking main stage Coachella already, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but exactly. Just be ready to put that work in, take that slow roll though. Sometimes that's what it takes.
Yeah, so releasing an album in Japan in 2009 was a good stepping stone for me, No,
that's huge. That's big now. That's still tight. That's still outside of your country. That's still outside of your home. That's another world. That's another people. When you go out there, they know your music. They know your stuff. That's big. I have to give you that.
Page ad of my album in the magazine.
Man, that's crazy, bro. And what year is this again? 2009, you said?
2009, bro.
So you've roughly been DJing and doing this production music for over 20 years now.
Dude, I'm an old guy.
No, but not even. I'm just saying it as like I'm giving you your roses, like while you're here. You know, that's owes to you, man, because you took it from you were in the music scene in the desert, where a lot of people probably would have been like, okay, I'm gonna go to LA and get it on and stay in LA, and I'm from LA, and you could have been doing that. Yes, you worked in LA, but you've always kept it trill to the desert. You've always kept it like I'm really from Palm Springs, Desert Hot Springs. You're bringing us out there. You showed us that wave out there. We were coming to the Ace Hotel. You made it like, oh, wait, there's a party scene out here. But you, even with Gopi, shout out Gopi, bringing us out there, like doing that whole thing. So I want to know, you know, before, because I know we can't keep you long, man. What advice do you have for maybe someone that's out there in the desert that has like, or maybe out there, maybe in a city where the music scene may not be prominent at that time? What drive do you give them to keep going, or what do you recommend for them to maybe level up their game and do what they have to do?
I mean, going back to like this whole quarantine thing, because in the beginning you asked me like how am I holding up in the quarantine? And honestly, to tell you the truth, if you're gonna be a dope producer, I feel if you're gonna be a dope producer, artist, kind of creator, you have to get a bit of a recluse, you know. So this thing, you know, people, you know, I hope they should use it as a time for them to reflect on what they want to do. You know? And especially now, like the whole question of like, is your shit essential or not essential? Like that's some
yeah, right. That is crazy.
That's some crazy shit. And so like what businesses are essential, but because you could argue every business is essential, and you could also argue every business is not essential. So like I'm just saying, like if you're trying to be an original dope ass artist, it has to be from you. Like you could get inspired, you could do like you could you know, be inspired by other people, but like if you're biting shit, or if you're just like copying like other people's game plan, like that's just gonna be right through the thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like the dopest artists are just like they're organic with their shit, you know. But at a certain time, you have to follow through, and as an artist, you have to commit. You know, so a hard time for me is like when to know if when the beat is done. You know what I'm saying? Like because you could keep adding shit to the beat. You know what I'm saying? You gotta like sometimes. You know, and I feel like Dilla was really good at that. Like he just the right amount of shit to make it go through.
That science alone with Dilla, it's like it's always off beat, but yet right on beat at the same fucking time. And that's so annoying trying to figure out that part when you're producing, man. It's like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah. So like, and if you're gonna be a dope artist, your sound. You're going to have some kind of signature sound too. You know what I'm saying? Like, have to, like, I feel like a good example of that is like K-Tronada. You know, like an artist like K-Tronada, like all his beats are dope and they have a certain kind of vibe to them. You know what I'm saying?
It is definitely I love DJing K-Tronada tracks. Can't lie. All K-Tronada tracks are like Sid tracks, K-Tronada tracks, mixed in like some Stevie Lacy. You know, you got a whole like Sunday brunch or like a Saturday vibe or a pool party vibe. It's a thing.
There's like producers that kind of emulate that, you know, and it's dope. I'm not hating on those producers, but like, you know, I give props to the originator. So like, it's like I look at like just like, you know, how do you freak it, you know, and it'll like for me, like the type of production I really love is like sample based production, you know, like shit that like you could sample, but then with the live instrumentation, like you said. So part of the Super Sonido studio is I like to sample nice rare jazz grooves or like funk grooves. I love funk music, and like guitarists come in, and you had a guitarist the other day on your live feed. And it was
that's my that's my bro, man. That's 5K, man. He's nice.
And that guy is nice, and I still want his contact because I need him here to do.
Bro, I'm gonna bring him over to the Super Sonido. We're gonna come through. It's gonna be a vibe for sure.
Really nice, bro, and I like that because that's that's when you're taking your music and the to another level, you know.
Well, let me be honest with you. I'm gonna be real with you, Alf Alpha. That's how I learned how to DJ better, is because I live with 5K. That's one of my roommate. So when I DJ, I learned how to DJ with playing with a live guitarist.
Oh wow!
So if I can DJ and keep a live guitarist on beat without messing him up, a crowd is nothing, because it's just like keeping count.
Bro,
so if I
you're a legend, bro.
Stop it.
With the guitarist, my boy.
Bro, but that's how I practice. It's just how God works. It's just how, the spirits work. It's like how it just fell. And it helps me keep my count. It helps me keep on beat. And you understand that. You understand what I mean.
The thing is, the best thing to kind of relate it to is jazz music. Like jazz music is improvisation. And so,
improvisation is... You better stop. We can talk like 4 more hours. You just brought up jazz. I'm a jazz head. We could do that, man, all night, bro.
Oh, dude, I was listening to the Jazz Crusaders the other night. I took some mushrooms. I can enjoy my jazz.
I can't lie. I for sure was listening to Miles Davis this morning. Actually, very rare. Hold on, before I get out of here, I got this album that I'm gonna drop on you that I heard. It's called... I cannot pronounce this. Never mind. If people can see it, it's right there. It's a French album. It's a French album by Miles Davis. Ooh. He made this album before he made Kinda Blue.
Oh, nice.
He made it before he made Kinda Blue, and he made it for a French movie, and he played it. He just went in there with a SIG. He had a whole European band that he never worked with, and he just went in there and just started playing it while the movie was playing in the background. And then the whole album. I'm gonna send you this album when it's over. I want you to listen to it. I for sure had to take a little SIG trip and go down and go listen to that and go on the other side. And I seen the top of the mountain, and I know the answers. But nah, brother. Hey, Alf Alpha, I'm gonna be real with you, man. I appreciate you chopping it up with me, man. And you are a legend in yourself. I appreciate you influencing niggas like me, giving people like me a chance and letting me see the desert, showing me your home and letting me appreciate that. I love that. That's my second home. I love the desert. I love what is
waterfalls, bro. I want to take you to the waterfalls, bro.
Hey, I lost 200 pounds. I can go with you now. Now I can go. But I really appreciate everything, though, brother, man. And where can people get your music? Where can people get your stuff, man? Shout all your shit out, man.
Just go, honestly, just to make it easy on everybody, just go to alfalpha.com.
Alfalpha.com. Instagram, Alf Alpha. Twitter, Alf Alpha. He plays so good. Oh, and just to let you, he's the originator of spelling the word Playa, player.
I'm the original Playboy, and no one could tell you different.
I'll give it. Hey, you were using the word. We took it. We've been using it since, and that's why you family, you DJ'd.
The story behind that is because one of my good friends, Carlos Ramirez, we were in New York City, and he was like, he kept saying that, like on that trip, he kept saying he plays so good, and then he basically was like, "You're a Playboy." I was like, "What? Like, what do you mean Playboy?" He was like, "You're a Playboy because he's like, you're a DJ and you need to know when to push play." He's like, you need to know when not to push play and when to push play. So you need to be at the control. So you're a Playboy. And that blew my mind.
Deep. That's deep. And even take it one step where I remember when you first said that, I took the word play and I took the word player because I always was like, it's living life strategically. It's living life. It's living life good. It's playing the game right. It's playing the game good. If you're going to be a DJ, you're going to be a DJ. If you're going to do it right, you're going to be it right. And you're going to be the roots of it. You're going to be under the bottom.
It's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle. You already feel me, man. That's why you my brother, man. Alf Alpha, I love you, bro. And for Man, for all your production, for all your productive needs when it comes to this podcast stuff, audio and visual, go to productiveculture.com/podcast. And how did you hear about us section? Put in Big Cali World. For this podcast and also Argoon Radio, you can go to bigcaliworld.com. Also, the merch is available. We got protective mask available. Hit me up. For all your clothes, accessories, go to utblifestyle.shop. We should have some stuff coming up in the near future. You know, for that quarantine dollars that's coming in, that stimulus check, going to spend it with some small businesses. You know what it is. I love he has his mask on right now for people that ain't watching. This is comedy and shit. But nah, man. And yeah, I think that's it, man. Alf Alpha, alfalpha.com, bro.
If you guys want some dope ass beats and if you want to hear some dope ass music, go to alfalpha.com.
That's what I'm talking about, man. It's the man with the plan. I ain't Clark Kent, but some of the ladies do call me Superman. It's your boy Big Cali, man. Peace out, man. Love you, Alf Alpha.